Hey guys, welcome to my first in a long series of map knowledge videos on Escape from Tarkov. The first video we're doing is Interchange Part 1. This is covering the exterior of the map and the underground, showing the spawns, loot locations, also places to look out for other PMCs, so that you know kind of where you need to be checking to make sure you don't get snuck up on and killed. And that's all I'm going to say now. I'm going to get straight on into the video. Right guys, welcome in. This is going to be a little guide around Interchange. We are going to have a little wander around. We have spawned in on the road between Emacom and Power Station. If you really enjoy the video as well guys, please like and subscribe. So we're going to go and start up at Emacom, which is one of the main two extracts. So the main two extracts being Emacom and Railway. So we're just running along. Over on the right here you can see into the underground. It is a very foggy one to do a recording on, but we'll do our best. We can show you as much as we possibly can. So on the right here is the back of Ollie. And then we have a little kind of lorry park over this side here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you from Emacom. We're going to have a wander and show you some loot stashes and a little bit of a guide around kind of where to go on this map, basically, and show you how I navigate the map and give you a basic guide for those that are new to the game and that want to learn a little bit more map knowledge for playing. I've currently got MPX on. It's one of my favourite guns. I love this thing. It's just a very basic build, very cheap build. So, extract for Emacom. This is the extract here, guys. Either lay down either side of the lorry will get you extracted from here. Right, one thing to be aware of when you are coming to Emacom Extract is extract campers. Now, I've seen people hiding in here with a bit of an angle here, and as you don't even realise that they're there. As you come across, they'll basically just nail you through there. The other one is from the other tent as well. Again, you can't really see them coming, and they'll just basically be here just looking, and as soon as you get into the extract, bang, you're dead. Another place that I've seen them is up here on the bank here, just around here by the trees, just watching. Another place is up on here as well, with all this rubble, sat up here with a Mosin or a sniper rifle looking down towards the road and watching people heading to extract. So, what do you do on the way to extract? Basically, you can actually come this way round. You don't have to run straight up the road. If you do run straight up the road, however, next to the tank there is some sandbags, and in that there is a little black box where you can actually get some bits of loot. But the way to try and avoid getting sniped is to come this way. So that trailer park that we ran past, the lorry park, is here. You can either jump over the downed wall there or come through this way. Now I have seen people sat in here as well, sniping across towards extract from here. So again, be careful when you come through this way as well. But I tend to go via the broken wall here and just jump over and then keep slowly move this way, because if there's anyone in there they're going to be trying to move to come and get you. Right, from the Emacom extract, if you spawn there, I tend to head into the underground rather than straight up into Ollie. A lot of the other PMC spawns from the other side will head straight up into Ollie. I tend to go into the underground via this way, this route. You need to be careful in here that sometimes 1, 2, 3 scavs around this area, and also up the ramp and around the back out here. This kind of loading dock area is quite busy for scavs. Another thing actually I'll quickly point out before we go into the underground. Up through this, through here, not many people know. Little duffel bag here, and again, you get some half decent loot from here sometimes. There's also sometimes loot on top of the that set of boxes at the back. You can also drop down here into the back. The other way that you can come in is here. So you can either come up the ramp, check that, or you can just come straight through here into the underground. Once you come into the underground, if you've come from spawn, you need to keep an eye out to the left, because there's a spawn over against the wall, and they'll sometimes rush into the underground as well. So keep an eye on the left. Once you enter from over there, do have a weapon case here. Sometimes spawn some decent stuff. Not this time though. Also, loose loot spawns on top of boxes and stuff. I'll grab that. I know I'm on offline, but I may as well grab that. Also, over this way, there's a duffel bag to check as well. Alright, once you've done that, like I say, keep your eyes out to the left, because I have been shot in the back coming this way as you go through the underground. Head through the underground. The easiest way up into the mall is you come down this way now. Again, the other thing you want to watch, if you're coming this way, is to the right here. Where we originally spawned on the road is just through the opening over there into the underground. So, if you spawn MCOM and come in this way, be careful of people coming from that direction. If you spawn from this direction and you're heading this way, be careful of people coming from the left. Right, just here is a hole in the wall which takes you through into the front part of the underground. If you come back around this way, there's a couple of duffel bags and things that you can search around under here as well. There's one just here. I'll quickly show you this before we head upstairs. Right, so yeah, that's where we spawned earlier, just there out on the outside. So if you actually come this way, there is another way to get upstairs, which I'm going to show you here. Is this. Not many people use this or know about this, but it's got me out of a few sticky situations. Also, always check in these tents. There's sometimes loose loot on the table, like there is here. Weapon parts and things. Grenade box as well in this one. Right, so through here. Run in, jump in. You jump up here. Just basically follow the ramps. Don't fall off, you will potentially break your legs. This brings you into the back of Goshan. So we'll be coming up here in a little bit, just to show you around. So that is the back of Goshan. So if you get in a fight in Goshan, and you can leg it out the back, you can get down here fairly quickly, fairly safely, and get yourself away from the danger. So that's that way. If you continue down that way, it will take you over to Power Station, but we'll cover Power Station very shortly once we've done through into the front, because I'll do the front and then we'll head down to Power Station from there. Let's have a little jog background to Hole in the Wall. Alright, through Hole in the Wall again. If you're rushing in to try and be one of the first inside the building and you're coming through this way, you can bump into multiple PMCs on this route. Alright, so we'll go through Hole in the Wall now. Alright, the door on the right here, this is the safe room extract. This is where that is located. To use the safe room extract, you do need a key card. The type of key card that you will need is actually listed below. Come through to the right here, another black box, and over this way you have, under the ramp, large weapons crate and a duffel bag here. Sometimes there is guns leaning against the wall just here as well. Right, so as we came through a hole in the wall, you will have noticed a doorway straight ahead of you. Also, guys, just to the right of the doorway, another grenade box. This, when we go up, brings you up in the mall right next to the front of Ollie. Stairs straight ahead that go up into Techlight, and then you got Texo on the right. Just there. Texo and Techlight are great places to grab gas analyzers, graphics cards, any of your tech bits really. Also, if you're looking for gas analyzers, because this is important as a new player right at the beginning, all of these smaller shelving at the front of Ollie as well are great spawns for gas analyzers. Right, so I'm going to head back down into the underground. I'm going to basically show you where all of the different stairs and stuff come up into the mall. Main way that a lot of people go up into the mall, if they've come via the underground, is this ramp. As you come through that wall though, you are going to want to keep an eye out to the left here. Not just for PMCs, there is scav spawns around this area as well. Sometimes 2 to 3 scavs will be around this area and will start shooting as soon as they see you. So PMCs can spawn through that way and off to the right just through that way as well. And this is the favourite route to get up into the mall. This brings you up right here next to Generic and Addict, right behind Rasmussen and Avocado. Avocado you'll need for a few of the tasks, so this is the easiest way to get there. However, as you're coming up here, you're going to be wanting to duck up and down to keep checking. There's numerous times I've come up here and had my head shot off instantly from long shots down this way, from people down that way, and from people down that way. It is a dangerous way in, but it's also the quickest way to get right into the centre of the mall. A lot of people will talk to you about Kibba. This is Kibba. Requires 2 keys, quite expensive to get in there. You also need the power on, which means you would need to go to power station to turn the power on before you access the store. This place has guns. As you can see on the wall over there, there's a VSS and an AS-Val actually. And then all the glass cabinets have weapon parts in and stuff. There's also big weapons chests and stuff in the back. Grenade spawns, and yeah, it's just full of weapons. However, opposite is Brutal, which is one of the #1 spawns for the Awesome Killer, who I am just going to call the sliding murderer of doom, because if he sees you first, you're dead. If you spot him first and can get some distance and get an angle, you can kill him, but he's very, very nails to kill. So that is the main way into the main area of the mall. Also Mantis just over the way there. Very popular spots to see a lot of PMCs and a lot of fighting. The same as Techlight upstairs, but we'll sort that out very, very shortly. Right, we're going to go back down into the underground. And I'm going to show you over this way. This is where I said to keep an eye out for the scavs. Stairs up into the back of Ollie, near Ollie offices. Well, escalators I should say. The Ollie offices straight ahead of you. And this is the back, the far end of Ollie, where the pay yourself tills are here. And then the next area I'm going to quickly show you from the underground. And like I say, there's normally 2 to 3 scavs around this area. Next thing is basically the main front entrance into Ollie is just here. And because there are PMC spawns, there's 2 PMC spawns potentially out there and another 2 out this way. So you can potentially get a couple of teams rushing into this way. Some people will go through this front door straight up into Ollie and up towards Techlight. Some people will come in this way, like I say, to go up the ramp towards Kibber. And some will come up that back entrance into Ollie that way as well. So we'll continue on through here. Again, there are plenty of sort of duffel bags, loose loot kicking around as you're running through. Again, can of energy drink just chilling on top of a box. Keep your eyes open as you're running through here as well. Again, we've got another entrance, another opening here that PMCs could potentially come in from. So always be aware, always check your sort of peripheral areas. Alright, now this is one of my favourite areas in the underground. This little bit on the right here. This is pretty much directly under where Kibber and everything is in the mall. As you enter this area here, off to the right, weapons case on top of a pile of pallets. Loop around the back here. And there is another large weapons chest here. Then back round through here. Black loot chest. Also on the tables here, you will find loose loot. Not every time, but most times. There you go. SNB rounds and some cigarettes. Also through this area, this will scare you every single time. There's a mannequin stood at the bottom of the stairs. Scares me more times than enough. Right, this escalator, it goes up into the front of Goshan. If you come up this escalator, be aware of scavs literally stood right here. Also scavs just ahead of you near the lorry, and scavs over here by these sandbags and these lorries here. There is potentially up to about 6 scavs in this area. So this is Goshan. When we came up that kind of secret back entrance up those ramps and pallets, that was directly through there in the back of Goshan. Literally through those doors there, right against the back wall. You'll know you're in Goshan because it's the grey store, the big grey store, with a big fire right in the middle of it there. There is loads of different loose loot in here. There's a couple of weapons chests as well. It's also, again, quite a busy place for players because some players that spawn at Emacom and stuff will come up through the back and come this way because just past all these tents and stuff and you're right in the centre of the mall again. And directly in front is Mantis, to the left is Kibber, and then Brutal again. So you're right the way back into here and you can be shot at from up here, straight down the hallways, off to the left and right. Again, loose loot on top of pallets. You'll find this a lot in Interchange. There's a lot of loose loot. Also be careful about being shot from down this way and down this way as you're entering the mall from that direction. Right, we're going to head straight back down the stairs. In this guide we're going to mainly cover underground and kind of the extracts. I'll do an actual mall in-depth one for inside because this map is so big it would actually would be on here for ages. Again, more loose loot on top of crates. As you come back out this way, so we came from the left to come into there. Right, as you head into this direction, again, be aware of PMCs coming from there. Also, as you come into this area, be very aware of lots of scavs from down that direction and also over that direction near those doors there. In these tents, weapons chest, you also find loose loot on the boxes and on the table sometimes. Both of these two tents have a weapons chest in. Both of them. There's another weapons chest, normally loose loot on here or on here. So as you come out of here, glass doors there. Very careful. Scavs do spawn in there and over there, and they do patrol along that wall there. Right, if we head in this direction, I'm just gonna poke my head out and show you out here, right? Main entrance to the mall, main entrance to Ultra is right there, and the entrance to Idea is down there. So PMCs again will come in this way, so always be wary. So what I was saying from those tents is to be careful of scavs over here. If you can't get the drop on them, I have done runs where I've basically come in, looted all these scavs, looted a couple of chests, and left and hit up the loot caches outside. Right, as you enter this area, we have weapons chest on top of here on the left. On the right behind these boxes, duffel bag. Through here, underneath this escalator, another big weapons chest. Come back through here. I'll go back through into this side now. So sometimes loose loot on these. As always, if you spot something on top of stuff, go and check it. Grenade box. And a duffel bag this side. As you come into this end, right, there can be scavs spawning over in that direction, down here, around here, over here. I've had fights with up to 10 scavs around this area, so be wary. Again, more loose loot. You just have to check everywhere around here. Right, now this escalator brings you up into Idea, right next to the Ultra Mall. So like Trend is just here, and the escalator's up into this end of the upstairs of the mall. So this is Idea. We'll come back down. Head back out the way we actually came in. So as I mentioned, scavs can be patrolling along here. They do also like to sit here, crouched, hiding, watching over that direction. So we've come up via those tents just there. Can also turn right down this little extension here. Again, scavs can be around this area too. They have quite a big patrol area in this end of the underground. You come this way. Another escalator. Duffel bag. And I've seen loose loot on there as well. I have been killed by people sat here before. They probably heard me and waited, but you never know. This one brings you up basically opposite the other ones. That's where you came up in the other ones, just over there. There's Trend again, there's the escalators going up. There's also, if you come up this way into the mall, there is also a back stairway just through the doors there, and that's also Goshan offices. Right, so I'll head back down into the underground here. And loop back around this way. Right, so as you come this way, again, if you spawn somewhere near, PMCs do like to rush in through this way to head up those stairs or straight up the front of Idea into Idea. PMC can spawn out the front over there, all the way along basically and around that way. You can have PMC spawns. Again, scavs will spawn in and around these tents. This whole kind of massive area, there's a lot of scav spawns. As you're coming through this way to exit the underground, there's nothing usually in that tent, but this tent does have a weapons case, and it sometimes has loose loot here as well. I've also seen ground loot in this one as well. There's been loose loot on these barrels before. and the same over on those sort of pallets and stuff. I've never seen any loot on here, but I have seen scavs here looking over this direction, and they will run off this direction and hide. So what we're going to do now is we're going to exit here. This brings you out onto the road between railway and power station. So railway extract is down that way, power station's down this way. So I'm going to head down to power station, and then we're going to do a run from power station around all the loot caches all the way back past railway and round to Emacom, and that will conclude the journey. So we'll keep looking out for all the stuff along here. Right, so this is a nice place to catch your breath if you've been in a fight in the underground. This is another part of the underground, which is the back area of the underground again. We've been through this way. This is just the idea end of it. We came through that way. I haven't seen many people in this end of this part of the underground, because most people hit power station and then go straight up the ramp into Idea and into the mall. Power station, one of the most dangerous places on this map, due to the fact that this is where you turn the power on. You can spawn here as a player. If you do want to turn the power on to do anything, you come into the power station here, and it's this panel here on the wall. There we go, we've turned the power on, and then the generators start humming. Right, in power station you have filing cabinet, tech loot on here, so 1G phone, bulb. I've found a graphics card on here before. I've found gas analyzers, GPXs, 1G phones, broken G phones, all sorts of tech on there before. Under here, computer. Round this way, another computer. The one that most people don't realise is there's another computer there behind the door. Great places to find USB sticks sticking out the front of them. None there this time. There is also a jacket here to check. Also, beard oil spawns quite frequently on these shelves here. In this area we have another jacket to check, another one to check. Two more in here to check. Loose loot spawns here. Also check in here if it's late raid, because people tend to dump their friends' gear in here if they've been in a fight around power station. There is a extract at power station, which is normally down here. There's normally a black 4x4 here, and it's a paid extract. You pay the car, it costs a minute while they count your money, and then I believe it's a 30-second extract time after that. But that is your power station extract. Scavs will spawn all around power station in all of the area. They patrol this entire area. Inside the main power station area, there are numerous toolboxes kicking around. There's a toolbox here. I've seen loose loot on here. Where's that other toolbox gone? Oh, it's over this side. Toolbox here. This is also a fuel spawn. I've seen fuel spawn on here. Another toolbox just here. So that's all your main kind of toolboxes in the building. Another area to keep an eye on is people sometimes come up here. You can't... Oh no, it's not... Yeah, you can sometimes get up on top of there and look down the road. A lot of people are using this as a place to do the Shooter Born in Heaven task, because you can get up on the roof. Not a lot of people know that you can get on the roof, but you have massively long sight lines all the way along here. Also, where we originally spawned in, just down there, and all the way along there, all the way around this area. You can see people coming out of the back of Goshan there to come round to Idea. You can also see spawns down this direction, and also there's a loot cache just over there, which we're going to head over to shortly. Again, there's so many places to be sniped from if there's someone up on here, so be very, very wary. Also, it is one place that a lot of more kind of experienced players will look for when they're running. They will check the roof to see if they can see anyone up there and see any movement. You can still see off the edge while crouched for those longer distance shots, meaning anyone coming out of that underground aren't really going to see you if you're here, so you could pop up and surprise someone. So always keep an eye out up there. Right, so we're going to head back down these ladders. Actually, I'll come down the other way, so you can go down the ladders, or if someone rushes you, comes up the ladders, the other way down is this way. You jump down onto there, jump down, and you're down and away, and you can just leg it into amongst these big power coils. Alright, as you come around this way, inside this one, toolbox, I've seen loose loot on the floor there as well. Another toolbox in here, and in this one, black loot box. Great place to get some goodies. Also over here, this office, you need a key to get in, but there's sometimes some decent loot. It's also a key spawn. Right, so as we head out, scavs will patrol up and down this ramp, around this grassy area, and all around the perimeter of the fence and inside the building. I've seen up to about 5 scavs. Like I mentioned, we did spawn just up there, just past that blue crate. Now the loot run, and I'm going to point out again the different loot caches that I know of, and also the extract at railway, and also things to look out for while you're at the extract at railway. So guys, we're going to come along here. Right, so just past power station. Come along this wall here. And like I say, this is the one place I mentioned about keeping an eye out, because you can get sniped while you're checking this. But just through this little broken wall here, as I said, you can see the power station roof. Black box for loot. Now heading along this way, past all of this, there is this tower here. Not many people use this tower. Also, that's where we exited the underground to go to power station. Another place to check if you're around this area, because as I mentioned, a lot of scavs in there. Right, but you can head up this tower. You can get up to kind of here, and sight lines not amazing from this one, but you have a fair field of view and could catch people out around this area. You can see from up here down into the edge of the underground as well. You can't see power station luckily because of the trees, but you can see that back end of the underground all along that road. It's a place to check. I've not seen many people up this one, but I'll show you the other one as we go past it. Right, so we're going to enter into the construction area on Interchange. In here, there is another few places to find loot again. I try to avoid running through the water because it is quite noisy, but while we're just doing this guide, I'm just going to charge through the water. So straight along here. The way I remember it is next to the little red hut weapons case. Just along here, tucked away, buried loot cache. it's an awkward one to get to because you have to crouch, so you do lose a lot of speed coming in and out of there. It's very hard to get away from if someone starts shooting at you while you're checking that cache. So that one is one I only ever really check if I've got teammates with me that are keeping an eye on my back. Right, this is a good place for getting long sniper shots down the road of PMCs crossing the road. Also, the scav spawns down that end of the road as well, so you can get some long shots on scavs and stuff from here. Right, so we'll cross over this. Green crate, another place to check for loot. Also, great place for hiding your friend's gear and stuff down the back behind here. Not many people come around here. I've only ever come around here to do tasks that require me to just kind of sit and dehydrate myself and things. Great little hiding spots for dumping your friend's loot if they've died. Right, we're going to come over here and head along this way towards railway extraction. This can be busy with PMCs because you can get into quite a lot of fights around this area of people heading towards extract. As you're coming into this area, you want to keep your eye out to the left over there, because people, I've come this way myself, across this way and down. I've come through the trees, I've come the long way through the trees as well via all the caches. So always keep your eyes open and eyes peeled at this area. This cabin here has a coat, which is a key spawn. Is there anything in this time? No, nothing this time. You can get the kibber keys from this coat. Right, your extraction is over there in that corner area. And then we have loose loot spawns on here, on here, on here. Right, from the railway extract, if you head over this direction, we've got a few loot caches. First loot cache along the wall, pile of rubble. Loot cache here on the floor. Continue along the wall, about 20 yards. Another loot cache just here under the bushes. From those bushes you want to cross the railway line over to this next large pile of rubble. At this large pile of rubble, another buried loot cache. I have had bronze lions, cats, all sorts out of these loot caches. From there we want to head this way and head just up into these trees just here for the next loot cache, which is just here. So basically, behind from the rubble, behind this big tree, loot cache there. Head straight along here, across this way, and there's another loot cache just here. There it is. Then you continue along this way. Right, I have seen people sat here waiting for people extracting, coming through, and then chasing them down and killing them. A lot of people tend to run the caches as well, because it is a great source of loot. Right, we're back on the road. Down there is where I showed you that green thing and the places to hide, so you can see where we are on the map. Head along this way into Scav Camp. Scav Camp is, as it says, a scav spawn location. Right, there is a case there that's searchable. I've seen loose loot on here. I've never seen much in the tents. There is loose loot in this container here, as you can see there. There's also loose loot in this one, sometimes on the table and on top of there. This is a heavily scav patrolled area. I've seen up to 5 scavs in this area. Again, another great place to kill scavs and gain some loot. From the scav camp, you want to head out this way. We might just manage to have enough time to hit all these caches. Just here under the tree, another cache. From there, keep running along here. And then we're going to jump over these fences. And again, just along here, there's even more stuff. More loot. It's all about the loot, guys. It's all about the loot. So, another case you can search, and a grenade box. This tower here is the tower I was talking about. This one has massive sight lines all the way down to Emma Common, all the way across the front, looking along the entire front of the mall. Always check that one, because you will get snipers up in that tower. Especially people that are at the level that I'm currently at, that are trying to get through Shooter Born in Heaven, because you're going to get your 100-meter sniper shots from in that tower. Usually they're up on that level just there, or that level just there. So keep an eye out. Right, from there, from that tower, run along this way, cut through the hole in the wall. Between the bush and the tree here is where you're going to find another loot cache. Just there on the floor. From there, you want to head along this way. And just along here, there is a little fire and stuff set up with a burning bin. And there is a duffel bag and a loose loot spawn here. So there's the duffel bag, there's the loose loot spawn. This is also a PMC spawn. There's about 2 or 3 PMC spawns potentially along here, as well as over on the road over that direction as well. So from that loot cache there, which was the duffel bag, you can head down this way. And there is a couple more before you actually hit the Emacom extract. You will see PMCs along this edge here. I've bumped into them there. I've fought people in this area as well. So be very careful when you're running these loot stashes around the edge here. So next one here is the duffel bag next to the campfire. So that's another good one to check. Once you've finished at that duffel bag, you head over in this direction. And just behind the green towel on the pallets is another spawn. Right, now we're back at Emacom extract. Again, like I mentioned earlier, always keep an eye out for the extract campers around here. You do get them quite often. And I'll show you that last black box just before we run out of time in the offline run around to show you the underground and the exterior of the Interchange map. Part 2 will be up in about a week's time, showing you the interior of Interchange. We've just got around as much as we can. It also shows the size of the map, and there it is, the last black thing. Also, again, loose loot on here. Part 2 will be coming in a week or two's time. That will cover the interior of the mall.